What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again. And guys, I have a really great show. I thank you, brothers, for being here today. And I'm with my brother, man. I'm gonna let him explain who he is and what his channel is about.
Absolutely. Hey, how's it going, everybody? O'Shea, thanks for having me. My name is Gabe A. Or as on my channel, I call myself, Gabriel Agrucci is my full name, but my channel is called Struggle Security. And funny title, but the concept is that I'm normalizing struggling in cybersecurity. Many times people come into the cybersecurity field, and feel like there's so many difficult things that they have to accomplish. They have to learn this coding, they have to learn this penetration testing. I just try to boil it all down and make it very simple for people to interact and be able to jump into the cybersecurity field. So that's who I am.
All right, give him a round of applause, guys.
Thanks for having me.
And no problem. And so I've been working with Brother Gabe for many years. In fact, he is one of the guys that we had Hall of Game shows. And the Hall of Game is a show that's leveraging professional black men in many parts of industries, different industries, and tips and how to do things. And so we were bringing that back eventually, but then with the untimely passing of Mr. Kevin Samuels, we wanted to try to fill that void as much as possible. So we decided to get back on these things. So I asked Brother Gabe, would he be so kind to give us some topics on this Hall of Game session? And of course, as the great as the content creator, he gave me this particular topic. And what's the topic today, Brother Gabe?
The topic is, can successful black men work together here in 2022? The thing about it is that I think that, do you want me to get
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Build it up.
The thing about it is that I think that we've been having a lot of these conversations over the years about whether brothers can work together. And many times, many of us have said no. Many of us have recognized that, hey, a lot of times brothers, we get into fights with each other. Everybody wants to be at the top. Everybody wants to be this or that. But I think in this digital infrastructure, in this digital world that we've come into, I think that is starting to change and beginning to change a lot, especially within these digital spaces, places like YouTube. So This is more of a revisiting of that old concept of, can brothers work together here in 2022?
Okay, so you believe that it's been changing since social media. Why do you believe that?
I think it's been changing because more of us are being able to connect across different geographies and different places in different regions. Right. Many times we were relegated to our own geographies, right? Yes. You can only connect with the brothers in the hood or brothers in your same state or the brothers in your same city. Where now, I mean, just as it is now, you're in Africa, I'm here in Detroit, Michigan, and we're able to connect and find similar interests. So I think that the broadening of our connection ability means that has changed over time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, because I know we're gonna, because I want to get into some deep details. What are some of the challenges? Because with professional black men working together, what are these challenges in the community of our talented black men out here?
I think a lot of times, especially when you talk about the talented black men, many of us are very competitive, and sometimes that competitive can bring out a lot of the aggression. Right? Many times we'll be arguing back and forth with one another. There'll be small disagreements where it'll turn into a big falling out. Some of those things, we tend to be very competitive and very aggressive in nature in comparison to a lot of other cultures. And I think that's been one of the reasons that has caused us to butt heads so many times. All right. So I think that's one thing. Our very strong competitive nature has caused us a lot of times to not be able to work together.
Okay. Yeah. Let me kind of talk about this, because I know we expected to have a little bit of a larger panel, and it's just going to be me and you today. But when I say I thank you for this topic, because it means a lot, and it's because of brothers like you, brothers like Antoine Wade, brothers like Pocket Watching and JT, and brother Lead Attorney. It has really changed my own positioning in my own mind about if black men can work together in any year. Because I came from a community where I didn't see a lot of black men like yourself. I didn't see a lot of black men that were, going to professional school or were small business owners. But what I have learned, Brother Gabe, and this is what I'm trying to, not to be negative, but a lot of the problems that what we consider the Pookies and Ray Rays have with working together, we have those same issues.
Yeah.
and we need to really look at it for what it is. And I think that what happens is that um, we feel individually, because that's what we are. Black men are the like they're like leopards or jaguars or tigers. They
Mm-hmm.
they do things on their own without a lot of support. And
Yeah.
when they look at black men, they look at black men as if, and I hate to say it, has some black women look at them. Like some black women may just look at certain black men as just sperm donors.
Mm.
We don't
Yeah.
expect anything else out of you,
Yeah.
but your penis and your sperm. After that, go away because you're worthless. Many of us as black men, because the people that hire us, even if we work at great corporations, we're being paid by top 100, top 500, 50 corporations, stuff like that. When we
Mm-hmm.
see black men in business, we don't look at him as if, well, this guy's an opportunity for me to work with. But because you look at him like, okay, I mean, he ain't shit because he can't do
Right.
anything for me, right?
Yeah.
And when we look at our group, and we got to really, and I think this conversation is imperative. When we look at our group, our spending power, if the black community is 1.6 trillion, it must indicate our spending power is at least $650 billion.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah,
don't
we
even
spend
look
it.
we don't even look at what stuff could be just catered for black men. Like we talked on a little bit earlier, the celebrity junk. The celebrity junk is a hit on YouTube because it is catered for our group of men, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
when we look at our men, we don't look at them as guys that can do something for us.
Yeah.
We look at them as guys who are just like, as kind of worthless. I think that our position is like when we see other black men, we know that he may be smart, he may be talented, but we don't really look at that person as if that guy might be the person I can send my son can have a summer job at this company.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
look at it like and that's
what
why it's
else
so
we don't
easy.
look.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I was
No,
gonna
no,
say.
go ahead. Go ahead.
What else we try to do is that we'll see
Mhm.
another successful brother, and we'll try to find every single chink in his armor in order to, in some way, try to reduce him down to that Pookie Arabian or that hood dude.
Right.
Because we
Right.
always we had this thought process that he doing good, but what's his weakness? Yeah, he
Right.
doing good, but where is he deficient? What's his problem? Right.
Right.
And I think that causes us to stray away from each other.
Right.
That has caused us. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. You were continuing.
No. And I'm glad you said that because
Mhm.
we individually want to do well.
Yeah.
In let's say PWIs, predominantly white institutions and move up in big companies, but we kind of feel some kind of way when it's maybe the other brother that's there, and I think
why do we do that, man? Like, why do you think we do that? Yeah,
I think that sometimes let me just say this.
Yeah,
I've worked with different black men just here on YouTube because the internet is it's the same thing as the real life. It's just over the internet. And a lot of black men are how they are, and a lot of times it's so easy for us to take it personal when it's not personal. This brother is just how he is. He was like that before he met me, so I don't really need to be offended because of how he acts. Some people are assholes. Don't get me wrong.
True.
But what I've learned is if I can have a value for black men, if I can respect them as a group of men, if I can work with them in that fashion, we have a little bit more of a better time getting along and try to respect him, to give him the same due respect as I would the white man.
Right.
And sometimes you have to retrain yourself and think about that because that guy could be your boss and there wouldn't be no problem with it, right?
Right.
And that guy could be your client and there shouldn't be no problem with that. That guy also has the spending power and also can be a good friend and a good confidant just like anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that the professional black men have this same issue and in fact, I would argue that some of the black men in the streets may do more business than we do.
Hey, I agree. Yeah.
So what do you think that we can do to change our mindset towards that, towards black men who are already professional in in building a network amongst our brothers who are already in the same thing?
I think one of those things that we need to do is that I think in many times, and O'Shea, I'm sure you've had these experiences too, is that we might see a brother or have an experience with a brother, two brothers or three brothers that might be negative experiences, right? You might have 2, 3, 4, 5 negative experiences. And then we take those experiences and just apply it to all black men across the board. I think we need to get
out. Say it again. Hold on a second. Rewind. Say it again.
Say it again. I think we need to get out of applying our negative experiences with brothers to all brothers. Because it turns into like a prejudice thing. You're prejudging brothers based upon your past experience, your past negative experiences. I think that we need to find people that we can work with, no matter what our previous experiences with that group has been. So I think we need to get out of that. That's one of the first things. Yeah.
Okay. What's the second thing? That's a good one. I'm gonna come back to that. What's the second one?
I think the second one might be a little controversial, but I think that you've spoken about it before.
Okay.
Many times we feel like once we get to a certain place of success, we have to pull people up with us. Right? We got to pull brothers up. We got to pull this brother up. I don't think this applies to children or kids or anything, but we got to pull this other brother up to the point in which we're at. I go against that statement. I think we need to pull up people who are already moving in a positive trajectory.
Yes.
Right? Because it's like right in math, it's a concept called slope, right? So
yes,
right, it means that it's a positive increase, or it looks like literally a line going in a positive direction on the XY axis, right? It's much easier to pull a brother who's already moving in a positive trajectory than it is for somebody who is down. They want to be down, and you have to put in extra effort. You have to sacrifice more in order to pull them when they're not even moving in that direction. So I would say this needs to be a selective pulling brothers up, and we need to vet that based upon if they're already moving in a positive trajectory. So I think that's the second one.
Let me add a third one because I want to go back over these three individually. And guys in the comments, let me know if you agree because it's going to be pre-recorded. But one of the things that I see, and I remember when I first met you sent me an email, and I read the email, and I was like, wow, this guy is going to bring some value. And typically what I get from African-American men, or whoever, a guy from the diaspora, it's always like there's some sort of, they're trying to run game on you, okay? And and it's something that they wouldn't try with maybe a white man or non-black man, but because they believe that it's you, they can try to maybe pimp you into something else. Like, for example, there's this one dude, he sent me a particular email about some t-shirts.
Okay.
So it was like, yeah, brother. Sorry. Sam Music. Yeah, brother. I got these t-shirts, brother. And so I want to, you can promote them, brother. And then what we can do is we can put your code in there, brother. And then, I'll pay you a percentage, brother, of the shirts, brother. Okay. How did that sound? And it's like,
sounds lucrative.
Yeah. And again, like, you have so many brothers who just, they want to do business.
Right.
And then they don't know how. Some guys will just hit me up. Yeah, brother, I want to talk business. Here's my number. Call me.
Yeah.
But like, what? I mean, you know what I mean? So you have these brothers out there who they feel like, oh, well, I'm important. He should drop everything and do things for me for free. And they don't get like, people's time is valuable. You're not even offering anything. You want to be a part of something, but you're not offering anything.
Yes. That was my third one, O'Shea. You stole my third one. No,
go ahead. Build it up.
I was gonna say, stop coming to the table with nothing.
Oh my God.
Don't come to the table. Don't come to the table trying to do business or try to get with other brothers to try to do something positive with nothing. You have to be a value add to anybody's life. And I think that's something that brothers need to realize. Come to the table with something other than yourself. I think that's really important, because a lot of brothers feel like they could just show up right there. They think because they're charismatic, because they, I don't know, got with this many women or this or that. Come to the table with something, with an idea, with a proposition, with something that will add value to the person that you're requesting help from. And that's very important.
And then you would think that these are just guys from the streets that do this.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many guys with MDs,
Yep.
engineering degrees,
Yep.
Professional degrees
Mm-hmm.
that do it even more so
Yep.
than working class guys. And what I'm telling you is that you have so many talented guys that are doing like this. If I could just let people know in my email, and you can type these guys' name in LinkedIn. They show you their stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
JD, BS. You look at them on LinkedIn. These guys have some amazing accomplishments, but what they're asking you to do, come on now, bro. I don't know you. Your JD from Northwestern is not important to me.
Right.
And the thing about it is, like, you don't want to pay anybody, you don't want to do anything, but you want to be a
Right.
part of the conversation.
Yeah.
And these are the things that and when you have those bad experiences with black men before, it takes you back there. Like, see, this is why I don't deal. It's so easy to get back there, right?
Almost a PTSD thing, right?
Yeah,
it's almost PTSD. Yeah,
this is why I don't with y'all. Go ahead.
And I think that brothers a lot of time feel like in relationships, like this is always put out there, right? Don't lead with your money. Don't lead with your wallet. I think this is a place where you can lead with your money. Lead with your wallet. Compensate brothers for their time, because time is money. Time is valuable.
Give me a round of applause.
I'm telling you, you can lead with your wallet here. Lead with your wallet in compensating brothers who are adequate, who are successful. Compensate them for their time, and that's okay. Compensate them for their time. I think brothers need to get out of that. Get out of not compensating brothers for their expertise.
Because see, here's what, like for me, I never asked for any money or cash or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But if I see somebody appreciates me, I'm like, oh, okay, this guy is a winner, right? I'll go over backwards, because if you're respecting me as a black man, as a man, because it's really hard to get other black men to respect you. That's why if you got it, it's something very, very rare. It's unique.
Right.
If you can get respect from other black men, especially being guys like us, we were guys that went to school, things like that. It means a lot that you respect my time, and it makes me want to go out of my way to respect yours.
Absolutely.
And that's how communities get built. That's how business deals happen.
Yeah.
Shout out to brothers like Kevin Samuels. He was a good friend of mine, and first time I met him, it was on, hey man, I appreciate you, respect what you do. Here's what I can offer. And we were friends ever since then.
Yeah.
And same thing with me and you. And we've done we've met different dudes. You've gotten on several different show, the Dr. D. He helped you do some. This is his name, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when you have that, you have that network. Black men are like, okay, we can let our guards down and really help our brothers out.
Absolutely.
And if we have women in our lives, our wives, hey, it's even better, because now we have more opportunity to take the money that we are creating in our communities. We can help our families, our kids. That's what we want to do. But if you don't have anything to offer the black man who is doing something, don't come in here trying to get it for the free. And because see, that's what black men got to start doing. We got to appreciate our own black male talent.
Yep.
Compensate our brothers for what they do.
And we get mad about the brain drain, right? That's a big concept that happens, right? They're taking all our most talented, and they're bringing them to their corporations. You know what they're using to bring them to their corporations? They're using that money. All right. Listen, they coming out of that wallet to get the top talent to be able to contribute to their organization, to be able to contribute to their bottom line. What you doing? What you doing? You just said, come over here for just, I don't know, for the feel goods. No. No, you better compensate people so that brain drain doesn't happen. So
and it's the same thing that's going on in any country, especially in Africa. Mm-hmm. Like I was making a point in a podcast, on my other channel. But a lot of African countries want people to come back from the diaspora and develop the land. But what's the incentive? And we have to have the same thing. What is our permanent interest with black men? Because we have a lot of opportunities and a lot of business to be done, a lot of things to do that can impact our community for whatever you got. If you have a black wife, it's great. If you have a non-black wife, it's still, you have a community that has a serviceable, powerful economy. The black male economy, if you were to drop it in Europe, it's a mother to be dealing with. Absolutely. So we have all these opportunities, and we don't have a lot of infrastructure for the simple fact that we don't really appreciate a lot of things that black men are doing, and it keeps
Absolutely.
black men sort of like I say, despondent maybe, and it keeps them going to these other places. It keeps them going to, I saw one brother. He went to Qatar to go work,
Okay.
and one thing about those countries over there, they're paying top dollar,
Easily.
and they're keeping their talent in the communities. Like I said, we have our guys too, people like you, the Dr. T.S. Johnsons, the Dr. Ron O'Neills. These are the people that we need to push our agendas forward, to have things that we need to contribute. And a lot of times black men are so apathetic towards our own issues, but you
Yeah.
want things for the free. Now, let me kind of
Yeah.
get to this, because I want to go back to one of your things you talked about before, getting over
Sure.
previous negative experience with black men,
Mm-hmm.
and then moving forward to establish relationships with black men in the
Yeah.
future. How do we go about doing that?
I think we need to learn from those negative experiences, right? So we see a brother, and typically they have certain profiles. They act in a certain way. They do certain things. So, say for instance, you're coming to a brother. He's shady in his business dealings. He's not very open about what his next actions are, right? When you all have similar business interests or are going in a certain direction, he might be disrespectful. He might be super emotional, right? I say those brothers that you have negative experiences with, take note of what their characteristics are. Don't just widely apply it to all brothers. Take note of those characteristics, those behaviors, those mannerisms. And then if you come to another brother, don't just automatically apply it to him, but evaluate that new brother based upon the negative characteristics that caused you to fall out with this previous brother. Do some comparing and contrasting before you widely apply a certain idea to working or doing business with another brother. So I would say that that's one way that you can do it for sure.
Is there another way?
Learning
Because
from
this
your
is great.
mistakes.
Is there another way?
Man, that's the only way I can think of right now.
Okay, no. That's
the
enough.
major way that I've used. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's one enough to save the entire Sacramento in Detroit itself. What you talk about? Let me kind of talk about this, because with in our culture, the guys that are a little bit, let's say, because I don't think you're a very flashy person,
Nah.
and you know me, I'm the king of the dustiness, right? So for me, I believe in reinvesting into your business. I believe in having good talent and a good product. That's just must. I'm very stable in those aspects. A lot of times, I think what guys get caught is with the guys who are maybe a little bit more shiny with the stuff.
Yeah.
And with social media now, which is a lot of times guys are doing business with people on social media. You see the guy in the Rolls Royce or the Bentley, or just the guy has too much charisma, or the guy's trying to do too much, and and that's it really sells to our ego, because we like shiny stuff.
Yeah.
And people
the
can
Tulsa, Oklahoma thing, right? That guy.
That was like
right.
Yeah. I forgot what this guy's name is, but I think he called himself. I forgot what his name is. The Tulsa guy. But again, and again, even Dr. Umar, he's had some issues. And again, when you look at both of those dudes, it's either one is a very flashy, and one is a big time talker. And so usually what I've kind of figured out is the guys who talk too much and flash too much, they also don't have a lot of money. Or they're trying to, fake it till they make it to get a lot of money off of you.
Right.
So I look at that, and I look at black men that are in business based on skills.
Yeah.
That they've acquired. And how much do they know what industry? Always ask somebody, like if a brother is really making a lot of money, he has to be making a lot of money in an industry. And so what is his position in the industry? At what point can he insert himself in the value chain of that particular industry? So then I can evaluate the knowledge and the years and why I'm talking to him. And if he's doing very well, I'm looking for him. I mean, he don't have to sell me anything. I'm looking for him. He should be too busy typically to talk to me.
Yeah. Typically.
If he's doing very well, he should be too typically. Go ahead.
Or if somebody else know about him, right? Does somebody else know about what this person has been doing over time? I think that's another indicator. I know that with my wife, right, it's all types of controversy and whatnot for the vetting thing. People be like, "Oh, you can't vet anybody." I had friends who knew about my wife before I knew about my wife, and
Okay.
friends who are trustworthy were able to give an account of the character of her before
Right.
I even chose to
Met her.
be chose. Yeah, before I even met her,
Right.
before I even chose to make her my girlfriend, before I even proposed or made her my wife. Right. So I think
Mhm.
that process of going through trusted parties to
Right.
understand who is this new person, this new
Mhm.
entity I'm bringing into my situation. I think that
Mhm.
that's another thing that is important. Like a
Mhm.
vetting process for potential business partners and potential people to work with. That's
Right.
important. Yeah.
Right. And nothing's guaranteed,
Yeah.
but the thing is that I think, like, again, trying to actively position yourself, because there are a lot of talented black men out there who
Yeah.
are amazing. I literally make my daily bread because of
Mhm.
black men. Black men have will retire me. I mean, they're hard to deal with sometimes, but our brothers are so loving and they care
Mhm.
so much. And a lot of black men just want to be respected as the men
Yeah.
that they are.
Lead with respect. I think that
Yes,
that's the first thing. We need to lead with respect for each other, and then we go from there. Yeah.
right. Now let me kind of get to this point about about pulling people up, because a lot of our
Mhm.
African American men that are doing very well, they have something that I call success guilt.
Mm.
Now, or guilt by success.
Yeah.
And that is, well, we come from an underprivileged community, and I don't know if you come from one in Detroit. I believe, were
I
you,
do.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, you do. Okay,
Hmm.
okay. So so do I in Sacramento. I got from a neighborhood called Del Paso Heights. So
Hmm.
one of the first things that I want to build on this, once black men start to do very well in there, eventually we talked about this before. There's the immediate family that is
Yeah.
also not typically doing very well, because if you're the first guy in your family, and let's say you're smart enough to get into college,
Yep.
or you're smart enough to propel yourself into a management or to a business, the
Hmm.
people in your family do not understand what it's like. They don't. You
Nope.
can't relate to them, most likely. So, in order for you to sustain that, you're gonna have to really get away from a lot of your family and friends, because they're just not going to be
Hmm.
able to relate to you. And so then at the
Yeah.
same time, what tends to happen is that your family starts to, or friends,
Resent things.
money and loaning out.
Yeah.
And so, and you kind of feel obligated, or you need to come back to the community and do certain things. Or, those other people that feel like they need to, you know, do those type of stuff. What I've learned about in life is this: the people that you are like
Hmm.
are the ones you need to be around.
Yeah.
And it's a sad thing to say, but pulling people up, I've tried it. It doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't work. If you
Mm-mm.
have a girlfriend and she loves you to death, and she's never gonna change.
Yeah.
You gotta stop dealing with people and dealing with their potential. You gotta
Yeah.
deal with, because see, just because somebody is broke right now, but if, like you said, if they're coming up that slope, they're working on their potential themselves. You don't have to convince them, because you'll
Yeah.
get let down every time. And I think that black men, a lot of us are still falling, because we can make a lot of money, still falling into poverty, because we're
Hmm.
helping people who don't need to be helped. And then once you get broke, nobody's gonna help you.
He ain't lying.
Right.
That's for sure.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I think that that's absolutely true. When I've made the most progress or the most, I guess, advancement in my field or just in my life, it was when I moved away from home. I actually just recently moved back to Detroit, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and when I was gone, I've been gone for 7 years, and there I've been able to double and triple. So even when I left, right, I was still in tech. I was doing consulting and contracting, but I left the Detroit only owning one home. Not saying that that's bad, but I do rental property, so I have a real estate business. When I came back to Detroit, I had seven. So I think that that's the thing. Sometimes you have to get away from your family and family that might not be in the upward trajectory at times. They don't, or they just don't really understand things outside of what they can see in front of them. Sometimes you have to get away before you can move up. Sometimes you have to move away from the mindsets and the perspectives and the limited thought processes of many family members and friends before you can move forward. So, O'Shea, just as you're saying, man, I've had personal experiences with that, and it's in no way to discourage or say anything bad about my family, but they don't do. We have different mindsets at this point, and it's almost at times unrelatable. And a lot of times you have to appreciate your family for what they've done for you, but moving you forward beyond where you currently are, a lot of times they can't do too much for you. I mean, it was even in school. Like, so I was doing advanced math. So early on, right, in college and in high school, I was doing calculus. It was a certain time where none of my family members could help me out with my homework, right? Because nobody had went through advanced mathematics, or nobody I talked to had went through advanced mathematics. So I had to at times find and seek out other resources, other individuals to help me move forward in my journey. So sometimes you have to get away to move up. Is the point there? So,
right,
yeah, man.
And the thing about professional black men is that we all understand that. We've all been through that struggle.
Yep.
But we still have a disconnect when it comes to one another. You see,
Yeah.
because we're all at this level. So I still think that, again, we need to really look at the value that we have as a professional group and an entrepreneur. Some of us are entrepreneurs. Some of us are both.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us are entrepreneurs and we're still in whatever industry that we're in.
Right.
But then at the same time is that we need to start to look at putting in effort into understanding individual black men. Just even speaking, I always tell black men, you don't know who this guy is.
Yeah.
Like some people just mean mug and stuff like this. You don't know who the guy is. Hey, brother, what's going on? He might not even be dressed cool that day. He might own like 10 tire shops or something like that. He might have a friend that might get you some money, because that's how money is made. Because there's an industry for that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Like, I didn't know that. So we have not looked at a lot of our guys. I met one of my best editors in shouts to SPK Lifestyle here on YouTube. And he's the producer of a lot of the concepts on my channel now. And he's helped me make a lot of money because, we're just in the same business. And that's how it works. There's a lot of money in the black industries and black business general. You can't get it all. So the way that we look at each other has to be changed.
Yeah.
And we have to look at each other as not as, okay, well, yeah, I'm making $200,000 a year. But no, like, who do these guys know that you might be able to do something else?
Yeah.
I know Brother Antoine Wade, shout out to the brother. He has a black realtor in St. Louis and a black property manager. And he don't even live there. He was telling me, man, like, yo, man, these people are good. I get my money every month. I'm like, oh, for real? Like, you were sharing stuff about me, about Detroit. Like, yo, I got this person. I'm like, oh, damn, I can be in a whole different market that I had no idea about. But now I can do that.
Everybody I work with is black too. So, same.
So I think that what guys need to do is to understand that, stop looking at our brothers as like, oh, well, he don't know nobody. Even the guy that might work at Walmart, even the guy that may be a plumber. Hey, these people know people. The world is small, right? And we got to really be taking into consideration how we treat our guys and understand that these men need respect. You want to be respected, and that you have a lot of brothers out there that have a lot to offer. You want to anything you want to put on that?
Nothing else, man. I think you said it all, man. I think we covered a lot of topics here, but I think we need to definitely find more opportunities. Even speaking about these experiences and these concepts, I think can really help a lot of brothers really understand that, hey, there is opportunity within our community, right? I didn't mean to rhyme, but there's definitely opportunity to get the opportunity in our community. But for sure, I think it just starts with seeing brothers as valuable resources, leading with respect, not coming to the table empty-handed, and not looking at brothers based upon our past negative experiences with brothers from places that we've come from. So, yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, tell them about your channel, Brother Gabe.
Absolutely. So, like I said before, struggle security, where I'm normalizing struggling in cybersecurity, focusing on boiling down a lot of those difficult concepts in the field in order to help individuals. I have a background in electrical engineering, and then I have a master's in cybersecurity. I work as a manager for probably one of the largest technology consulting firms in the world. And I literally do this from a day-to-day basis. So, I'm here to give out game. I'm here to give out more and more information from my channel, and wherever O'Shea decides to put it within this video, feel free to check it out, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and yeah, just give me suggestions of other content that you might want to see. So yeah.
All right, brother. I do thank you for coming by, guys. Check them out. The first comment pinned to the top, and me and Brother Gabe, and hopefully we'll have the other guys with us to weigh in on the issue of the day. Thank you so much, brothers. Peace out.